Hi, and the genetic disorder I'm doing is thromophilia antithrobin deficiency, and my client was Jacob. So Jacob is actually my grandfather in real life, and in age 60 he got the genetic disorder, and by age 82 he died from a stroke to the brain. So how this happened was every time he got strokes to the brain, parts of his brain shut down until there weren't enough brain cells to live, and and died in age 82. Oh, yeah, and that's not his official picture. Okay, so thromophilia antibiotin deficiency. So what that is, blood clots to all around the body. Sometimes affects the brain or the heart. This could cause chest pain, pain on deep breathing, shortness of breath, or rarely collapse. If the blood clots reach to the brain, this will damage your brain and shut down parts of your brain every time you get a stroke. This would make you little by little mentally challenged until you die. It can start off with pain and swelling in the leg. This occurs if you have blood clots in a large vein in the leg. Then the blood clotting goes into your heart, or worse, the brain, causing you to collapse or have a heart attack. A way you can find out if you have thrombophiliac antibiotin deficiency is you can get blood tests to see if there are blood clots. Some of the ways this could be passed on to further generations is if you are a family who has inherited a genetic form of thrombophiliac, and it is an autosomal dominant trait. So if one of the dominant alleles is passed on to you, then you may have a high percent of having the disorder. The likelihood of a kid who has two parents who are carriers of thrombophiliac antibiotin deficiency is that there's a high percent that they will get it, because they just need one of the dominant alleles. There's no way of getting thermophilia deficiency by being near a specific person. And my client Jacob got the thermophilia antibiotin deficiency from an environmental thing. So it wasn't inherited from him, but he got it from an environmental. So this is the Punnett square, and this is what Jacob's kid is going to have with Marie. And Punnett square is this shows the possibility of what your kid is going to have. And there's a 100% chance that the child would get a disease, but maybe a carrier will have the symptoms of it because the mother is homozygous recessive and the father, Jacob, got it from the environmental one, so he is definitely homozygous dominant, meaning that they may be carriers. All the kids are carriers. So pedigree. Uh, So pedigree shows it's pretty much the family tree kind of, and the pedigree shows how the genetic disorder was passed on by generations. Both times the P1 male started off with a genetic disorder and got married to a homozygous recessive female. When the male had two kids, they made them carriers, meaning that they were both heterozygous. When the both kids in the next generation, one of the kids was a carrier of thromophilia antibiotin deficiency. The other kid had no symptoms or was a carrier of thromophilia antibiotin deficiency. The other F1 generation kid on the right made a baby with a homozygous recessive female that made no carrier of any sort and no symptoms of it. So thromophilia antibiotin deficiency was wiped out of the gene in the right generation, but was still carried on to the left-hand side generation. How can this be treated? Ways it could be treated is anticoagulation, is often called thinning the blood. However, it does not actually thin the blood. It alters certain chemicals in the blood to stop the blood clots forming so easily. In effect, it slows down the clotting process. It doesn't dissolve the blood clot either. The body own's healing mechanism can then get to work to break up any existing blood clot. For special care patients, low molecular weight Herpain, or LMWH, is injected into the skin on the lower tummy abdomen. It can be given at home either by a distinct nurse or you can taught self-inject it. And different doses are used for prevention and treatments of the existing blood clot. There are different brands of heparin injections, and Jacob didn't have this kind of technology or whatever, so he died. Okay, thanks for the presentation. Goodbye.